Okay, so that intro you just saw there, this is the first time you've seen it. This is my first video. 10 of those images are not mine, they're just from the internet. But as the year goes on, I hope to get better ones and replace them, so look forward to that. This video, my first one, will be on currency of Chile, because that's a pretty easy topic to start and cover in the beginning of the year. So this is just going to be a quick video explaining the currency exchanges and some different odd facts you might not know if you haven't experienced the country firsthand. So let's get into it. Okay, so these are the 5 everyday bills of Chile. They go in denominations of thousands, unlike we use in the US in the denomination of 1. They are in sets of mil, or 1,000, and they go from mil pesos to 20 mil pesos. The larger the bill, the more it's worth. As you can see that the 20 mil pesos, or the $20,000 dollar bill, is much larger than the mil pesos, or that $1,000 bill. Just like our bills in the US, they all have a famous person on all of them, and on the back they have a different design that you will be able to see later in the video. But these are the bills of Chile. They are a plastic consistency. They're not paper like ours. And along the sides of them, they have a transparent part that you'll be able to see when I zoom in on the bills closer later. But these are the everyday bills of Chile. This right here is the mil pesos. It is the most common bill used in Chile. It is the smallest bill as well because it is the lowest amount. Some things this bill features is it is green like the American paper currency, which is really cool because it's pretty similar. Along with other similarities to that, it has a gray-faced figure, just like ours, slightly to the right, however, because this bill is a little bit busier. You can see it has a nice background design there. But what I find most interesting about the Chilean bills is to the right of the figure, you can see a transparent box. When you hold these bills up to the light, that actually is transparent. You can see right through it. And it's a very interesting counterfeit guard that the Chilean government has put on their currency. The one thing downfall is you have to be a little bit careful when you're using these bills because those are easy to tear. Below you can see the bottom of the bill. It's or the back of the bill, my bad. It's pretty similar to ours. Instead of a monument, it has a site of Chile. What's a pretty similar idea there. With this bill, some things you can buy with it. You can go to and from the mall for 1,000 pesos. You can get a small piece of candy or a pack of gum, but not much more with this, and I'll explain why in a later video. However, this bill today, it changes every day, but this today it converts to $1.73. That's kind of a pain to remember and really hard to do math. So the easier thing to do when you're using Chilean money is to divide by 1,000. So this bill would go from 1,000 to 1, and then multiply by 2. So this would be about a $2 bill in the United States. Now that is very easy to do in your head when you're buying things because the period and the comma switch places when you use numbers in Spanish. So 1.5 in Spanish would be 1,5, and 1,000 instead of being 1,000 would be 1.000. So in your mind, when you see, say, 6.000, that to you is $66 times 2. That's $132 approximately. And that's a really easy way to do all the math in your head and not worry about this $1.73. On to the next bill. This right here is one of the rarer Chilean bills. It's the 2 mil pesos, obviously twice as large as its mil pesos brother. It is purple, slightly larger because it is slightly worth more, and it has a different figure, a different site on the back and front. Some things that stay the same are the design background and the transparent box to the right with a different figure inside, obviously. This bill is worth, today, $3.46. Some other things about this bill is the only really reason you use this bill is because whatever you're buying is, say, 50 pesos or more than 1,000 pesos, and you don't have a coin to split the difference, so you have to use this up right away. These bills don't stay around in your wallet for very long because that's pretty much their purpose right there, or using them in colectivos or other, street side vendors where they don't have change to give you. Colectivos will be explained in a later video. However, this is the 2 mil pesos, and those are its uses and how much it's worth. Okay, so this bill right here, this bill's your friend. This is the 15,000 pesos, or the 5,000 Chilean dollars. This bill is worth exactly today $8.65, but the better estimate for that is $10. Just quick in your head. This is the bill you use when you go out to a fast food place. You've got a couple things at a store you need to pay for, a birthday present. This is the bill you use. These are the first of the larger three bills, and out of them, the second most common, slightly larger than the 2,000 pesos or the 1,000 pesos, and smaller than the other two. It is pink, which is cool. And one more fact you might not know about this bill: this bill is perfectly sized to always be wrinkled in your wallet. And that's all I have for this bill here. The 10,000 pesos. This is the bill I consider to be the most common of the largest bills. That could vary from person to person, but this is most comparable to the US dollar $20 bill. It's exactly worth $17.30 today. However, the estimate for that is the $20 bill of the US. And this bill, some things you know about this bill, might need to know about this bill. When you're paying for large quantities of items, say $100 to $200 worth of things, you pay in this bill because this is the $20 bill, and it's more common than the 20,000 pesos. More facts about this bill: when you go to an ATM and you take out money, just like you would in the US, you don't get $100 bills, you get $20 bills. You get 10,000 pesos aquí, here, and not 20,000 pesos. This bill, other facts about it's large. It's the second of the largest bills, and I would assume it's the most common print, but I don't know anything about currency making here, so that could be totally wrong. But I would assume this is the most common in print, the most common in transit, due to the fact that it is the most common in the ATMs here. Okay, so this is the 20,000 pesos. It is the largest of the Chilean dollar bills. It is also obviously worth the most. It's exactly worth today $34.61, and the estimate for that is about $40. You don't see too many of these bills. Well, I've been here for 2.5 months. I've only used 5. The reason you would use these is if you're paying for a large fee in cash, and you don't want to be paying with a ton of 10,000 pesos. Then you would use these. Other than that, there's not too much facts about this bill. It does have the most cards for counterfeicy, because obviously if you're going to counterfeit, you would counterfeit the biggest bill. So just like you see in the US, when you go to a restaurant, you pay with 100, or other places, they take the marker and they swipe it. They have one here for that. It's the same kind of deal. So they do guard this bill against counterfeicy the most. Other than that, I don't have too many facts about this bill. Okay, so here I have lined up 5 coins. Going from left to right, you have the 500 pesos. This is the equivalent of the dollar bill here in Chile. It's worth, about 80-something cents, but a dollar bill, it's the same thing. This bill right here, this gets you a ride in a Colectivo anywhere you would like to go, one way. Other than that, a candy bar, nothing more. Next, you have 2 bills here. You have 2 versions of the 100,000 pesos. The first one, the top one here, is of the newer version, the reprint. It has a matching design to the 50,000 pesos in reverse, a golden ring and a silver interior, while the 50,000 pesos, or the 500 pesos has a gold interior and a silver ring. Below you see the older version. This older version is more bronze in shape, but I believe to me, it looks more like a penny in the US, except larger, obviously. Both are acceptable for pay, and these don't really get you anything. There's really nothing you can buy for just one of these. Next, you have the 10,000 pesos. This would, the only reason you get these is when you go to a store, and how in the US something is $19.99. That extra penny makes it look cheaper to you. That's what they do here with this 10 pesos here. So something might be, 1,000 pesos, 999. So this is why you would see that. Usually when you go to the store, they don't even bother giving you one of these because it's worth so little. They just factor in a little bit of a tip either way. So either you lose 10 pesos or you get 10 pesos extra. Either way, it's really not worth anything, and there's nothing you can buy for 10 pesos. Now this right here, this one on the right, this is my favorite. This is the 1 peso. So this thing is made of metal. It's pretty heavy duty. And 1 peso, the easiest way to describe it, 5 of them make a penny. So this thing, every time the government prints them, they lose money. There's no reason, there's a grain of sand. That's what's worth one peso here in Chile. I can only assume that has to do something with, in history, some Chilean inflation, but I know absolutely nothing about Chilean history or economics, so that's probably totally wrong. But there's absolutely nothing you can buy with a 1 peso coin in Chile. I've only seen about 5 when I was here, and if you drop this on the ground, it's literally not worth your time to pick it up. But, they're still cool, either way. And those are the coins of Chile. Alright guys, so thanks and listening to all these, obscure facts about Chile, and in this video all about currency. So I'll be definitely uploading more videos, trying to get more facts about Chile out there. Sorry that this video was so dull, there weren't a lot of effects, there weren't a lot of cool things I put in my past videos. That is because here in Chile, I'm operating on just a computer and none of the software I have back in the States. So I'll be trying to get as creative as possible. My next project will be to replacing those images I have in my intro that aren't actually mine. I've already collected 4 more, and as Halloween approaches around the corner, I hope to get more. Just some added updates. The next couple videos will be on food. Food's important. Geography. And we're going to do one on school as well before it lets out for summer in December. So that's it. Keep in tune, and thank you for watching.